Okay, so there is a question if someone could, probably someone in particular, tell a story about riding a motorcycle.
Do we have anybody here who knows anything about motorcycles?
What do you think?
I do. I know a couple things about motorcycles.
Do you want to tell a story? Or should I
Sure,
okay.
I can tell a motorcycle story. Should I tell when I learned how to ride a motorcycle? I told that one already, but it's...
Just before that, do you want to do the draw for the...
Oh my gosh, yes. Looks like it's the last day. Let's do the drawing. So, can someone describe what it is that we did so that I can stall to pull this up?
For sure.
We auctioned off Emily's lovely scarf.
Yeah, we did
giveaway. Sorry, not an auction, a giveaway.
So people donated increments of $5.36, and each one got them an entry, and our lovely random number generator is going to determine who gets
that is.
this lovely scarf shipped to them by shipping, who are amazing, by the way, and thankfully allow me to throw in a last-minute prize each year because they know it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. One winner. It started at 11:41 a.m. according to this sheet. And here we go. Do. All right, you guys ready?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Falcon 9. Until
Xenomorph!
the TE will retract slightly at liftoff, clearing the way for Falcon 9 descent.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
We're not sure how you're gonna wear that xenomorph.
Yeah, I kind of want to see like a xenomorph in a snuggly scarf now.
Yeah.
The person who won the sweater did, after they got it, tweeted a photo of themselves in it.
Sweet.
In a very snowy environment. So quite lovely.
Do you guys want to know how much that raised?
Yes.
That raised $5,295.60.
Good job, Emily.
Thank you,
Thank you
Chad.
so much, Chad, and thank you so much, Emily.
Sweet. I will bring this to shipping.
I'm gonna go double check my description on that selfie before I post it to the Instagram.
All right.
So we got.
It looks like
Wow,
I'm gonna tell a story. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
we got like 11 minutes or so until that space shuttle launch, but let's get a story.
Story time.
So my brothers are professional motorcycle racers. They used to be amateurs, and they've won enough now that they're pro class. So I go down in pit crew, which is the craziest thing you can ever imagine. So I'm not much of a rider. I can ride, but I can crash. That's what I'm a good crasher. I'm just like on the bus. I can crash epically. But my riding skills is a little limited. But I took my grandson down this year. So I have a grandson who's 15. We flew down on his 15th birthday to teach him how to ride motorcycles. So he got down there, we put him on a bike, and they're in New Mexico, in that part of the world. They call them rivers, Liz, but they're not. They're arroyos where water could go, but water is not in them. They're fake rivers all throughout the Southwest. They're called like Canadian River, Wet River,
Right.
The River.
Wait, they're called Wet River and there's no water? in
And
them?
there's no water.
Lies River.
They're Lies River. They're
Fake
deception
river.
rivers. They're everywhere. But apparently they're really good to ride motorcycles on.
I love calling it Wet River. It's like
I
the
know, I'm
least,
telling
the
you,
least descriptive river
It
name.
got to the point where I was driving through these things, and it was like, listen, I'm looking at these signs, and they're saying water, and I'm not seeing any. So we took my little grandson down, who's not little, he's 15, and they had him on a pretty good bike, and he was doing super well. And then my brother, who I love dearly and may not have been using his best judgment, decided to let Matthew ride his race bike, which is, 400 more cc's and, 2 feet up further off the ground. So David sat him up on the back of this big old race bike, and Matthew is throttle hungry anyway, so he's a guy who likes to like pull out, keep it going, spin the tires. So he's up on this huge race bike, and the first thing he does is grab a hold of the throttle and pop the front tire. And then an amateur rider doesn't know enough to release your hand because you're holding on for dear life. So he's on full throttle. It's supposed to be on the other hand. Full throttle, on all the time, up on the back wheel. And he's bouncing along, taking out my brother's $800 tailpipe and back end and anything that was on the back of the motorcycle. So David calls Jim.
So he's just like grinding the back of
yeah.
the... no.
In motorcycle language, he tacoed the muffler. So it was a carbon fiber muffler. So like it was substantially hard. And it came out looking bent like nothing you'd ever seen before. But the good thing is that my brother David calls Jim and I, because we're like just a couple hours behind them, and he's like, "Oh, bring me a tailpipe and a this and a that. I had some problems." So we get off the phone and we're laughing because we're thinking that he wrecked his bike showing off for the grandson, right? So we're totally in belief that David's wrecked his own bike. It's only when we get there that we realize that he let an inexperienced rider ride his very expensive motorcycle. And Matthew landed it, bless his heart.
Nice.
It's not hard. It's not easy to land a full up, stuck up in the air wheelie, but he managed to pull it down and get off the bike alive. So I was pretty impressed.
So yeah, it was really that, like, it wasn't really the kid's fault that
No.
that he messed up the back of the bike.
Not at all.
That was totally on the person who put him on the bike.
Absolutely. And the fact that he had no concept of the power that bike had compared to the bike he'd been on. Right? So he'd been on a little like 250.
Yeah.
And now he's on a 650.
Ooh,
So,
big jump.
Wow.
so when you go for more gas, you're shifting gears. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, is my brother David's bike has an auto clutch, which means you don't actually have to clutch in to switch gears.
Mm-hmm.
You just give her enough gas and it just keeps running you through the gears. So I'm sure Matthew found third or fourth gear. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that muffler was unrecognizable at the end. It was pretty funny.
Oh.
So
I love that there is actually like a term for doing a wheelie and destroying your muffler.
tacoing.
Yeah. That's a good.
The other
It's a very evocative word.
another really good motorcycle word is endo. Do you know what an endo is?
When you go end over end.
So endo is when like a guy hits something really hard and starts flipping his bike head over tail over head over tail. So endoing's not smart either.
That's not
Not
Like
smart.
a bad time.
Not recommended.
Not smart.
Is it
that
called
like
something
a gentle
different?
way of saying like deado? Or
No.
Is it called something different if you're actually like doing it deliberately? Like if you're going off a jump
Well, then
and
you're
like
evil
doing a flip?
Knievel. You're just evil Knievel at that point, really, probably.
End over.
Because Oh no, they have words. So the other game in the motorcycle thing, because my brothers do enduro, is there's a big difference between a crash and a tip over.
Okay.
So if you let go of your handlebars and you have to touch the ground, that's officially a crash.
Okay.
But if you just like get all sloppy and manage to hold the bike up, that's not actually a crash. That's just a tip over.
Okay.
So, when they go a ride and I'm like, did you crash? And they're like, no. Because they would never admit to a crash.
And they're like covered in bruises and stuff.
Yeah. And stuck with
just a bit of a
cactus,
tip
right?
over.
And stuck with cactus and
Yeah.
Are we watching this?
It's like a weasel
We are in
horn
a few
to preserve
minutes.
your pride.
I like the idea of like somebody, doing serious damage to themselves and their bike, and then it's like, technically, it wasn't a crash.
Technically, no, that's right.
So
no.
I'm still okay. Still
it
no
doesn't,
crashes.
even if the bike got broken and stuff happened, if you didn't full out put your hands on the ground,
Actually, this is more of a racing motorcycle question, but is there a specific technical term for when you do the thing where you do it turn so hard that your knee drags on the ground a little bit?
Besides insane?
Yeah.
always crazy.
That's a poor choice.
Those are track racers.
Yeah, those are all specifically trained track racers.
Yeah, and you actually have to do that. There's a part that you probably don't recognize in that, but they actually lift up off the seat and shift their weight on the bike.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
and
a
they actually-
it's a two-step move there where you actually throw your entire body weight off to one side.
Okay.
And then you hang your knee down for.
And they deliberately wear special knee pads to do like that's not like something has gone wrong.
Oh yeah, no,
No,
that's
they-
on purpose,
it's-
and they are geared for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an absolute. Indeed, I don't think you could take a corner at that speed without putting your knee down.
Okay.
Like
It's-
aerodynamically,
Yeah.
you have to open up your body enough to be able to get into that position to get the
Okay.
bike low enough, right? Because those corners are super tight. See,
Yeah.
there's someone
Yeah.
showing us a chat.
Yeah.
You know, it's really about the canter of the corner.
Right.
Right, so the corners are cantered in such a way that which means tight.
That was like road rash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That looks
I traveled
Yeah.
for the last 2 weeks with a female racer. I'm going to call out to her, to Kim Pritchard, who is. Have you seen the commercial with the girl putting on her makeup?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw that with Kim, and Kim said, "Oh yeah, I compete against her, and she loses all the time."
Wow.
So
Okay.
she had 8 race motorcycles in her garage.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna mark this motorcycle story challenge as complete there.
Okay. Thank you.
That is certain.